Okay, so calories. We are going to talk about calories and why they're important. When it comes to fat loss, calories are absolutely everything. People get hung up on simple little food groups and simple little macro micronutrient stuff that are good or bad for their health. The fact of the matter is, when you're trying to lose body fat, if you're not in a calorie deficit, you will not lose weight. It is as simple as that. It couldn't be any more simple. It doesn't matter if you have more carbs, more fats, etc. If you're not in a calorie deficit, which is the amount of calories that you consume on a daily basis, you are versus your burn, you're not going to lose weight. It couldn't be any more simpler. We are going to discuss what calories are, just to give you a bit of context, calories and currency, why that's actually important, what happens if you go over or under your calories and how that works, and then daily versus weekly calories. I am keeping this as simple as possible because this is all you need to know. Don't need to go into too much depth with this, all right? So, what are calories? Look, calories are a unit of energy, okay? And then they're broken up into macronutrients, which is protein, carbs, fats, and alcohol, believe it or not, which I'll explain a little bit more in another slide. So, why are calories important? Calories are extremely important because we have a certain amount of calories that our body is going to use throughout the day. Okay. And then with those calories that are being used throughout the day, the foods that we take in is calories in, and then energy, daily activity, whatever else, sleeping, eating food is calories out. Now, in order to, you see here, this balance, in order to create calorie deficit, we need to essentially consume fewer calories than we would burn throughout the day. And that's the basic principle. Everyone knows that. But there is ways and means of going about this that are going to make your life 10 times easier, or you could go about it the hard way. And here's the hard way, right? The hard way is you could have a crap diet, such as pizza, which maybe one slice is about 300 calories. You're looking at 1 hour of exercise, and that's intense enough to burn off those calories. So it makes sense, number one, to choose relatively decent foods that are good macro micronutrient, have a good calorie to protein ratio in order to get you through your day. And yes, we can have balance to this, and I'll show you throughout the course. As opposed to just like, okay, I'm going to eat all these calories, I'm going to burn myself into the ground with exercise. You're not going to get anywhere with that, okay? So that's why calories are important, and that's what they are as their basic principle. I always find that the psychology behind calories and currency helped me throughout my own journey. Um, a lot of people get hung up. Oh, I get too. When someone says they have an issue, or they have some sort of like tendencies in terms of mental health towards looking at calories and how it affects them, that is not the calories. That is you as the individual who doesn't have control or lacks the control or understanding of it. In my experience, and I don't mean that in a bad way. What I mean is people who don't have that control to control their calorie intake, and then they're getting upset because they're constantly focused on calories, and that's annoying them. It's not the principle of like why calories are very good as currency. It's because you as the individual can't let go of that. This is the best way of looking at it in terms of a control. It's control from the individual. That doesn't really make sense. But anyways, hopefully you get what I'm saying. Calories as currency, and why this is important, why I feel like this was very easy for me. You have so much money that you spend on a weekly basis. We all do, okay? We all start off learning how to save money, and we're all crap at the start. Then we learn, okay, Monday to Friday, I got to keep it a bit tight, and then I can spend a little bit of money on the weekends, a little bit more than usual. But if you're trying to save for something, like we all have to go through that mindset of saving for a mortgage, a car, whatever it is. That period is not forever, okay? And this is why calories as currency is a very, very good relationship or reference, because you're not going to be in a calorie deficit forever. So look at it as currency, right? How much can I spend today? Because I know I need to save so many calories towards the end of the week or overall, because the more calories I save, the more I go into a deficit, the more body fat I lose. So learn how to save calories, especially for the weekends, so you can have a little bit more flexibility, but it's not too much. It's more about balance at the end of the day. Monday to Friday is very easy, and I'll explain why as opposed to the weekends. Okay, but you need to look at it as currency. It's your spending money. Every time you pick something up, you should be looking at it and going, is this worth the amount of calories? I have 200 calories left, and am I better off having a little bit of like Greek yogurt, a bit of scoop of protein powder to save up those last few calories, or should I have this tiny small bar of chocolate? And it's down to the individual, you know what I mean? Or, should I go majorly over my calories with a pizza, or should I just compromise and go in and buy like a lower calorie version in Lidl or Aldi or whatever it is that you shop from? That you seriously need to look at calories as currency, because this is where so many people put on the blinkers, and it's just no wonder why they don't. I can't lose weight. I'm like, yeah, because you're not looking after your calories. Some days it's fine. I'm like, it's not. You know what I mean? We're in this small period where we just need to literally look at everything as a bit of a currency, take responsibility for it. And as I said, fat loss is not forever. It's only a small period. And once you learn how to do that, and you just that small period, then you can go back and you can relax a little bit and live your best life, I suppose. Daily calories versus weekly calories. I see so many people with daily calorie goals, and I give my own clients daily calorie goals, and they get so hung up about it. I'm like, yes, we need to focus on daily calories, but weekly average is what's important. What I mean by that is you're going to have days where you're going to go over your calories. That's not the end of the world. If you're allowed 2,000 calories a day and you go up to 2,200, is that the end of the world once every now and then? No, it's not. As long as our weekly average is in a deficit, that's what we want to be. So if you have 2,000 calories a day, in order to be in a deficit, you need to be below 14,000 calories by the end of the week. Sometimes people like to kind of juggle with this a little bit more on the weekends, a little bit less during the week. But with that being said, it is vital that you are still in a deficit, because I see people trying to do this and they just go crazy on a Saturday night. One day, cool, I'll go and have big Domino's, cost them 4,000 calories. All of a sudden, you're back into a surplus. Okay. So just briefly to kind of give you a bit of a rundown, calories are everything. When you're trying to lose body fat, calories are everything. There's ways and means of making it easy, and I'll go through that throughout the course in terms of more better food choices. But you need to look at it as currency. How are you going to spend your money, and what way are you going to spend it? And then obviously we have daily calories, we have weekly calories. Weekly calories is more important because that's what we'll look at towards the end of the week. Are we still in a deficit? We're going to have fluctuations here and there. You can't be perfect all the time. It is what it is. It's not the end of the world. It's the weekly average, and then the accumulations of those weeks of being in a calorie deficit where we will see fat loss. Cool. That's it for now. We'll move on to the next one.